ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So next, so we are in the topic vectors. So we already discussed about the types of vectors, co-terminal, co-initial, coplanar, whatever, all this. Main important are parallel vectors, anti-parallel vectors, perpendicular. Later in this, that, and one more thing is, what is that? Unit vector and negative vector. Unit vector and negative vector. One more thing, I have null vector. Null vector means null vector. Null vector means the magnitude of the vector is 0. If the magnitude of the vector is 0, that is called a null vector. If the magnitude of the vector is 0, that is called a null vector. So that is the null vector. Now, how can you find out the resultant of the two vectors? So generally, for example, so let us say this is the body. We come to the regular scenario. So this is the body placed on this. One force acting like this, one force acting like this, one force acting like this. In what direction the body moves? For example, I am standing here. One person pulling me in this direction, one person pulling in this direction, one person pulling in this direction, another person pulling in the backward direction. In which direction I have to move? In which direction I will move? So I will move in the resultant direction of all the forces. Resultant direction. In what direction the force is more? In what direction the force is more? I will move in that direction. So that is called the resultant. So that means any two vectors comes into the play. If two vectors comes into the play, definitely there must be a resultant vector. So that means, for example, two forces acts on the body. In what direction the body moves? Resultant direction. If a body having two velocities, for example, x-axis and y-axis, in what direction the body move? Resultant direction of these two. Resultant direction, like that. So any two vectors comes into play, definitely there must be a resultant. How can you find out the resultant vector? See here. First we have to go through vector addition, graphical method. So vector addition, graphical method. So for example, so let us say this is the vector A bar and another vector, let us say it is B bar. So vector A bar and this is the vector B bar. So what a resultant of, so resultant of two vectors is A bar plus B bar. So addition of vector, just it is the graphical method. So not mathematical, just it is by using the vector, this one. So resultant of two vectors A bar plus B bar. How can you calculate the resultant of two vectors A bar and B bar? So see here, to find out this resultant, so we have to follow three steps. First of all, first step is second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. So first point, to find out the resultant of two vectors A bar and B bar, resultant of two vectors A bar, the resultant is considered as A bar plus B bar. Resultant is considered as A bar plus B bar. How can you calculate that is, so first, what is the first point? Second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. So second point is the line joining the starting point of first vector and ending point of second vector. The line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector gives the magnitude of resultant. Magnitude and direction of the resultant. So these are the 2 points. And third point is here A bar and B bar and resultant. What is the resultant here? A bar plus B bar must lie in the same plane. These are the 3 points. Vector addition. Just it is the graphical method. So these are the 3 points we must follow. To add any 2 vectors graphically, we must follow these 3 steps. So second vector must be starts from the starting point, starts from the final point of the first vector. So here what are the 2 vectors? Here? A bar and B bar. What are the 2 vectors here? A bar and B bar are the 2 vectors. So what is the first vector? A bar. What is the resultant here? What we have to find out the resultant? A bar plus B bar. The resultant is A bar plus B bar. So what is the first vector here? A bar. First vector is the A bar. Second vector is B bar. So first point is second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. So redraw the diagram. First vector, let us say this is the without changing its magnitude and direction. So this is the first vector. Let us say A bar. What is the second vector? B bar. What is the direction of B bar? This one. Same must be takes place this one. So B bar must be starts like this. This is the B bar. So second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector without changing its magnitude, and that is must, without changing its magnitude and direction. Without change in its magnitude and direction. That is important here. So this is the second vector. This is the first point. So this is what is the second vector here? B bar. B bar must be starts from the final point of the first vector. First vector is A bar. This is the starting point of the first vector and this is the ending point of the second vector. So second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. See here. So this is the starting point of the second vector B bar. Must be starts from the final point of the first vector. See here. This is the first vector. This is the initial point and this is the final point. For B vector, this is the initial point and this is the final point. So that means second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. So like this. Next, what is the second point? The line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector gives the magnitude of resultant. Starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector. Line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector. Starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector gives the, what is it? Resultant. Gives the resultant. So this gives A bar plus B bar. So these are the two rules we must follow. And third one is all must be in the same plane. Definitely all must be in the same plane. So this is the way to add the vectors in what is that method? Graphical method. This is the way to add the vectors. So next, so this is the vector addition. So for these are the three rules we must follow. Next, how can you add b bar plus a bar? So find the resultant same way here. Find the resultants b bar plus a bar. Let us say first we calculated a bar plus b bar. Now we can calculate b bar plus a bar. What is the first vector here? B bar. What is the second vector? A bar. First I am considering b bar. First I am considering b bar. This is the vector b bar here. I am considering this is b bar. So this is the starting point of b bar and this is the ending point of b bar. According to the rules, first rule, what is the first rule? Second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. What is the second vector here? A bar. Because what we have to find out here? B bar plus a bar. In these two, which one is the first one? B bar. Which one is the second one? A bar. So second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. See here, final point of the first vector. Let us say it is a bar without changing its magnitude and direction. So this is the direction and this is the magnitude. Without changing its magnitude and direction, we must represent like this. So that is the first point. What is the second point? The line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector. Line joining the starting point of the first vector. Line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector gives the resultant. So that is b bar plus a bar. That is b bar plus a bar. So this is the situation. Here see here, this is a bar plus b bar and this is b bar plus a bar. So from this what we can write here? A bar plus b bar is equal to b bar plus a bar. So this is the direction of a bar plus b bar and this is the direction of b bar plus a bar. Both must equal in magnitude and direction. A bar plus b bar must be equal to b bar plus a bar. So from this what we can say that vector addition obeys commutative law. Vector addition obeys commutative. That means a bar plus b bar is equals to b bar plus a bar. This must be true. A bar plus b bar equals to b bar plus a bar. So that is the situation now. So this is vector addition, first point. Vector addition obeys commutative. Commutative law means a bar plus b bar equals to b bar plus a bar. So next, vector addition also obeys associative law. So second one is vector addition obeys associative law. Vector addition obeys associative law. What is associative law? We can write it as a bar plus b bar plus c bar is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar. A bar plus of b plus c is equals to a bar plus b bar plus c bar. So this is associative law. Vector addition obeys associative law. This can be represented graphically now. First, for that purpose we have to consider three vectors. So let us say this is a bar I am considering, and let us say it is b bar, and let us say it is c bar. I am considering three vectors, three different numbers, a, b and c. A, b and c. So first, anything we can a plus b plus c or a plus b plus c, anyone we can find out. First we have to do b plus c. So first we have to do b plus c. What is the first vector here? B bar. So first I am considering b bar. This is the direction of b bar. B bar. So first I am adding this one, b bar plus c bar. First I am doing b bar plus c bar. What is the first vector? B bar. Second vector is c bar. What is the direction of c bar here? This is the direction of c bar. Without changing its magnitude and direction, we must draw it. Without changing its magnitude and direction, we must draw it. So line joining the starting point and ending point gives the direction. This is magnitude b bar plus c bar. First I am doing here. What I am doing here? First b bar plus c bar. I am doing first b bar plus c bar. So this is b bar and this is c bar. So addition of these two, b bar plus c bar, b bar plus c bar. So this one, b bar plus c bar. So next a plus b plus c. So first a plus b plus c. What is the first vector here? A bar. So first vector is a bar. See here. This is the direction of a bar. This is the direction of a bar. And what is the direction of b plus c? This is the direction of b bar plus c bar. So this is b bar plus c bar. Next addition of these two. This gives a bar plus b bar plus c bar. Here I am considering three vectors, a bar, b bar, c bar. First I am doing b plus c. First I am doing b plus c. This is b and this is c. So line join, second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. Line joining the starting point of the first vector, ending point of the second vector gives the resultant. So like that. Next, what is the vector? A plus b plus c. What is the first vector here? A bar. Second vector is b plus c. So first vector is a bar. Second vector is b plus c. The resultant is starting point, resultant, starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector. This gives a plus b plus c. Next, what we can do? First we have to do a plus b. First we have to do a plus b. This one. This is the direction of a bar. According to this, what is the direction of b bar? This is the direction of b bar. Direction of b bar. Direction of b bar. So because I am doing here first a plus b. First vector is a bar, second vector b bar. Second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. So like that. So the line joining the starting point of the first vector, line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector gives the direction. So that is a bar plus b bar. Next, what we have to do? A bar plus b bar plus c bar. Two vectors here. A bar plus b bar is one vector and c is. What is the direction of a bar plus b bar here? I am considering the same here. So this is a bar plus b bar. We have to consider same without changing its magnitude and direction. Plus c bar. What is the direction of c bar here? This is the direction of c bar. So this is the direction of c bar. Then starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector. So a bar plus b bar plus c bar. See here, a bar plus b bar plus c bar. So both must have the same magnitude and direction. Both must be in the same direction. See here, this is in this direction and this is also in this direction. And this magnitude and this magnitude must be same. So that's why vector addition obeys commutative law. Vector addition obeys commutative law. Next, vector addition obeys distributive law. Vector addition obeys distributive law. Third point is vector addition obeys distributive law. Vector addition obeys distributive law. Distributive law means some x into a bar plus b bar is equals to x a bar plus x b bar. This is the distributive law. So this is the 3 points of the vector addition. Vector addition obeys commutative law, associative law and distributive law. So what are the points we have to remember according to vector addition? 3 points we must remember. First point, second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. Second point, line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector gives the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector. So third vector, both the 3 vectors must be in the same. So this is very important, and these are the basics, very important, and these are the basics. So next, vector subtraction. What is vector subtraction? Subtraction. So subtraction is addition of negative vector. Subtract is nothing but addition of negative vector. Vector subtraction is nothing but the addition of the negative vector. What is the addition of the negative vector? What is the meaning of this? See here, let us say it is A bar and let us say it is B bar. I am considering like this. This is A bar and this is B bar. So find A bar minus B bar. That we have to calculate. A bar minus B bar. So this can also be written as A bar plus of minus B bar. A bar minus B bar also can be written as A bar plus of minus B bar. So that means vector subtraction is nothing but addition of negative vector. Vector subtraction is nothing but addition of negative vectors. That is important here. So how can you do this? See here. This is A bar plus of minus. This is the direction of B bar. So this is the direction of B bar. What is the negative vector means? Negative vector means the magnitude of the vector must be same but exactly opposite to the direction of original vector. Magnitude of the vector is same but the direction is exactly opposite to the direction of original vector. So this is the direction of B bar. The original direction are exactly opposite. This is minus B bar. See here, this is the original, the exactly opposite minus B bar, like that. So this is the situation. This is the direction of original vector. Negative vector means it's having the same magnitude but exactly opposite in direction, like that. So according to vector addition, again we have to follow 3 steps. What are the 3? First step, second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector, line joining the starting point of the first vector and ending point of the second vector gives the direction and magnitude of the resultant. So that is A bar plus of minus B bar. So that is equals to A bar minus B bar. So that is the situation. Subtraction is nothing but addition of negative vector. Subtraction is nothing but addition of negative vector. Next, for example, if you want to find out B bar minus A bar, if you want to find out B bar minus A bar. So what is the B bar direction? See here, this is the direction of B bar minus A bar. So this is the actual direction of A bar. But minus A bar can be written as. So this is the direction of minus A bar. This is the direction of plus A bar and this is the direction of minus A bar. Why I am writing the vector A bar here? According to the rules of vector addition, second vector must be starts from the final point of the first vector. What is the first vector here? It is B bar. What is the second vector? A bar. First vector is B bar, second vector is A bar. So this is the direction. The line joining these two, that gives B bar plus minus A bar. So that is equals to B bar minus A bar. What is the direction of A bar minus B bar? This is the direction. That means what is the direction of B bar minus A bar? This direction. Both are not equal. That means A bar minus B bar not equal to B bar minus A bar. So this is the direction of A bar minus B bar, and this is the direction of B bar minus A bar. So that's why A bar minus B bar does not equals to B bar minus A bar, but magnitude of A bar minus B bar is equals to magnitude of B bar minus A bar. Maybe the magnitudes are same, but directions are not same. Magnitudes are same, but directions are not same. So A bar minus B bar not equal to B bar minus A bar. So this is the vector subtraction. It does not obey commutative law. That is the vector addition. So just it is the graphical method. So you must follow those three rules. Very important to find out the vector addition and subtraction. So just it is the graphical method. So next, how can you next in case of vectors? One more points we have to remember that any vector can be drawn parallel to itself. Any vector can be drawn parallel to itself at any position without changing its magnitude and direction. So this is one point you have to remember. So that means, see here, so this is one vector A bar. For example, another vector B bar here. See, we want to calculate B bar plus A bar or B bar minus A bar. So this vector A bar here not only represent here, this vector can be represented here or here or here or here. At any position we can represent this vector A bar. At any position we can represent this A bar at this position or this position or this position or this position. At any way, at any position, without changing its magnitude and direction, we can represent the vector A bar at any position. Where we can require that position, at that position we must consider this vector A bar without changing its magnitude and direction. So that is important. That's very, very important. See here, this is the A bar. For example, if you want to draw A bar here or here or here, anything, any position, how can you represent that? Without changing its magnitude and direction. We can represent anywhere. So another one is, let us say, so this is X and this is Y. So this positive, let us say X bar, X axis. This X vector can be represented here or here or here or here like this. At any position we can represent this X vector parallel to itself, this one is parallel to this one, any one is parallel to itself. So actually this is the original vector X bar. For our convenience, the same X bar can be represented at any position. Without changing its magnitude and direction. For example, this is Y bar. Let us say this is the original vector. This Y bar can be represented at any position without change. That here at this position, or we can place at this position, without changing its magnitude and direction. So actual vector is Y, it is positive Y axis. This vector can be represented at any position among these, without changing its magnitude and direction. This is the important point, one more important point. Without changing its magnitude and direction, we can represent the position of the vector. Anywhere we can consider that vector. Anywhere we can consider that vector. Next. How can you find out the angle between two vectors? So that is important here. How can we find out angle between two vectors? So here major point it is. So angle must be measured between two vectors. Angle must be measured between two vectors at the starting point of those two vectors. At the starting point of those two vectors. So that means vector must be represented at the starting point only. Vector must be represented at the starting point only. So this is the condition here. At any position, angle must be measured between two initial points. It does not measure between one initial point and one final point. It does not measure between like that. So main thing is, only one thing is, angle must be measured between starting point of the two vectors. Only the starting point of the two vectors. So this is must. So how can you find out the angle? Let us say this is A bar and let us say it is B bar. So this is the starting point. This is the starting point of the first vector. This is the ending point. Let us say this is the angle theta. That is the given value. But what is the condition? The angle must be measured between the starting point of those two vectors. This highlight this one. This is the only condition we have to find out the angle. But here one is the final point, one is the initial point. But this theta is given as 120 degrees. The angle between A bar and B bar in the represented as 120 degrees. But here the angle is not 120 degrees. Here the angle is not 120 degrees. But what is the angle here? So that is here angle between two vectors. Theta is equals to 120 is given. But where we have to find out the angle? Angle must be measured between two initial points. For our convenience, I am extending the vector A bar here again. Now this is the starting point of the A vector and this is the starting point of the B vector. So now we can measure the angle. So this is the original angle. So original angle is 180 minus 120, that is equals to 60. Here this total angle is 180 and this is given as 120. What is the remaining angle? 60. So what is the angle between A bar and B bar here? 60 degrees. Angle between A bar and B bar is 60 degrees, like this. Now, so very important, angle must be measured between starting point of the two vectors only. So here A bar and B, the angle between A bar and B bar is given as 120, but here the angle is not 120. So angle must be 60. See here, and one more example I will do this. So let us say this is A bar and B bar. So the angle is given as, let us say, 45. The angle between A bar and B bar is given as 45. But what is the angle here? So this is the final point of A bar and this is the initial point of A bar. Say very careful. This is the final point of A bar and this is the initial point of B bar. But here angle does not mention between those 2 points. So for our convenience, I am extending the A bar here. So just now previously, that's why I am saying this. Any vector can be drawn parallel to itself at any position without changing magnitude and direction. So this is the magnitude and direction. So same magnitude I am considering the vector A bar. So this is the starting point of A bar and this is the starting point of B bar. Now here we have to find out the angle. This total angle is 180. Here this angle is 180 minus 45. So that is equals to 135 degrees. That is equals to 135 degrees. So this is the way to find out the angle. See here, and one more thing is, if the 3 vectors are given like this, A bar and B bar and C bar. If it is the equilateral triangle, if it is the equilateral triangle, what is the angle between A bar and B bar and C bar? Equilateral triangle means generally this is 60 and this is 60 and this is 60. But here angle between A bar and B bar is not 60. So here we have to extend this, A bar, and this is the angle, that is 120. And here also B bar can extend this is 60, remaining it is 120, and it is extended. Sorry, this can be extended like this, and this is 120, like that. So angle must be measured between two initial points only. Angle must be measured between two initial points. So that is the situation. This is way to find out the angle between two vectors. And if two vectors are parallel to each other, what is the angle between two parallel vectors? Two parallel vectors means, see here. So this is one vector and this is another vector. We can represent like this or we can represent like this. So how can you find out the angle between these two? Angle between two parallel vectors is equals to 0, because this is starting from ending point and this is the starting point. It is not possible to find out the angle here. Again, if you represent like this, these two never intersect. So it's not possible to find out the angle. So that means angle between two parallel vectors is 0. So angle between opposite vectors. So let us say opposite vectors can be represented like this. Angle is 180. Angle between anti-parallel or opposite vectors. Anti-parallel or opposite vectors. So theta is equals to 180 degrees. Angle between anti-parallel or opposite vectors is equals to 180 degrees. So angle between perpendicular vectors or normal, that is equals to theta is equals to 90 degrees. So angle between parallel vectors is 0, angle between anti-parallel vectors is 180, and angle between normal vectors is 90 degrees. Perpendicular is 90 degrees. So this is the way to find out the angle between vectors.